Lisa Patz.
Let me give it tonight. You got that good, got that good, baby, don't you?
Hey guys, it's your good sis Lisa Patz. If you're looking for a community full of positivity, empowerment, elevation, and most of all laughter, then you're in the right place. Join me for this knotless braid and curl tutorial and subscribe for more. This hairstyle actually starts the night before. I washed my braiding hair in apple cider vinegar and shampoo to make sure that while I had this hair installed, there was no issues, no itching, no scratching, no none of that, and it's made such a massive difference. It's so quick. Just make sure you do it the day before and then you can let it air dry the next day. I also did rinse and then condition this hair with just any random conditioner. To be honest, I don't think the conditioner made much of a difference, let me be real. Next came my hair prep. So I washed my hair, shampooed it twice with the Jamaican black castor oil Shea Moisture shampoo. That shampoo is unmatched, the amazing go-to for anybody with natural hair. And then I used the Strengthen and Restore treatment for my deep conditioner and left it in overnight, plaited my hair up, ready to go in the morning. Next up, we have the tools that you're going to need. So a bobbin holder, a curl cream, shine and jam, your clips, your brush, and last but certainly not least, a rat tail comb. Moving straight into the install, as I said, I washed my hair the night before and I stretched my hair in braids so that it would be nice and stretched, ready for me to part and do all the things we need to do for this hairstyle. So I like to split my hair into 3 sections. So one big section at the front, as you can see me parting here, and a big section at the back too. And make sure you continually detangle your hair, make sure it's nice and smooth throughout the whole process and your parts are nice and separated. I like to use my fingers to part at first because it just makes it easier for me to know where the comb needs to go, especially because I don't have a three-way mirror. I would highly recommend that you guys get a three-way mirror because look at me using my watch as a mirror. Like, the struggle was so real. We got there in the end, but honestly, if you have the money, get the three-way mirror. Here, I've just added shine and jam to my whole section and then did the curling cream on each section as well, making sure my hair's really moisturized. I don't want my hair to be dry when I take these braids out. And then I go through row by row and pre-part each row. This has made a massive difference for me when styling my hair. It just makes the process go quicker and feel a lot easier. I decided to pull my hair as I went. I wish I did it all at one time, but I pulled my hair as I went and made sure to brush out each section, grips in that hair so it don't fall out. And then when I split my parts, I rip it apart so that it's nice and separated. Create a little loop and there you can see my bobbin holder in action. So straight into one of our first braids. I add some shine and jam to the roots and then some shine and jam to the ends throughout the hair to make sure it's really smooth. I split it into 3 parts and I start to braid with just my natural hair at the beginning. So I do about 2 to 3 braids and then I will add a small piece of hair. And when I add the hair, I use my pinky finger and my ring finger to hold the hair whilst the other fingers attach it to the rest. Oh my god, I hope this makes sense, guys. I don't know about you, I'm very much a visual learner, so I hope that you watching this will be helpful. I have repeated this clip a couple times with different braids, so I'm hoping that that helps you to understand what I'm doing here. But I'm basically holding one side of the hair with my pinky and ring finger and then using my index and thumb finger to attach it to the root of the braid that I'm braiding, just to make sure that it's really nice and tight up there. Every 5 times that my fingers pass through each other, that's when I decide to add the next one so that it's nice and even and consistent. Sometimes your hair will poke out at the end. It happens, guys. So all you need to do is just grab some shine and jam and smooth it down. Here I am done with the first back section that I created at the beginning. And you can see the ends, I've left them out because I am going to be curling them. So I'm going to show you again my process of prepping each section. So I do this to each section before I start to part out the individual parts. Make sure I moisturize the hair with that curl cream, using the shine and jam to go around the base so that everything's nice and smooth and easier to part. I really like to smooth the shine and jam into my hair because I find that if I don't, I get so much flaking. Like, Shine and Jam's really good to not get flaking, but you need to actually work it into your hair strand. You can't just leave a thick blob on there. Please don't do that. Again, here I am parting my hair with my finger first and then using the Shine and Jam to get that part as straight as possible. Here you can see I kind of made a little mistake, and all you do is just take your time and make sure that you get the part as straight as you possibly can. Bearing in mind, you're doing this on your own head. This is hard. I'm not going to sit here and act like this is easy. That's why I did not put easy in the title. This is a hard process, but it's so worth it. It's actually very rewarding, and at the end, you'll be so proud of yourself. So take it slow, take it easy. Your parts are not going to be perfect. I repeat, your parts are not going to be perfect. You cannot see the back of your head. If you can, chat to me because I need to know your technique. Clearly you're using a three-way mirror, but you can't see the back of your head. It can't be perfect, and that's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, you'll be happy because your hair is protected away and looks beautiful because you did it yourself. Okay, so jump into the front section of my hair. You're going to see me repeating those same steps. The front section of my hair: detangling, moisturizing, Shine and Jam, and parting. For the front section of my hair, I like to do the big pre-part all in one go because I can see it. It's just a lot easier for me to pre-part. So I'll pre-part each row individually, plait them up so that they're separate, and then within each row I'll take it down row by row and then continue to part within those rows. As you watch it, I hope that will continue to make even more sense to you, because when I just said it now, I didn't. But I also really like leaving the front to the end because it means that at the back you can practice, get back into the swing of braiding. Braiding is very much a rhythm, so as you braid, you'll build up that rhythm and you'll really get into the flow of it, to the point where you don't need to look at yourself braiding for you to understand what you're doing. But, you know, at the beginning, it's better to just do your practice sections at the back so that you don't have to stress about how neat they are at the back. I think, like, who's going to see the back of your head? If they're that close, they need to step back. It's also really important, if you have thinner hair like me, to make sure that your boxes are of equal density, not necessarily equal size. So especially at the front of my hair, the front section will be slightly bigger than the back section because my hair at the front is a thinner density, and I tend to also, when I'm parting the three parts, make the very front part a bit bigger than the back one, again because of the density of my hair. You can kind of see an example of that here. And again, this is in real-time speed. We're going to go and add each piece. So we started off with 2 braids, added a piece. We're going to braid down 5 to 6 times and then add our next piece and continue down the braid like that. Go as slow as you want, as you can, as you need. It's really important to take your time, and then, as I said, as you get into the swing of things, then you can start to speed up and do the quick fingers. But let's just make sure that you're adding the hair properly and that it's really nicely tucked away within the braid. I am doing a braid and curl. So for the bottom of my braids, I'm leaving a good portion out and I'm tying a knot at the very, very, very end of the braid. And I pull that knot really tight because I don't want this knot to come out. Then I double knot it, so I do another knot. I think this is called a crisscross knot, probably wrong, but I do a nice crisscross knot. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be nice and tight and make sure that my hair stays in it. Then I brush out each section. This is expression hair. You need to brush it. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely learn by watching, so I've included some more clips of me doing my braids so that you can see the technique as I repeat it all over my head, especially with the parting and everything. Once again, my parts are not perfect, but they do the job and they get what needs to get done. I wanted to mention here as well that I started my hair at 2 p.m. and I started the front section at 7 p.m. So the back and the middle section took me 5 hours, and then I finished in total at 9:30. So in total, it took me about 7.5 hours, I think. I think I did have, actually, I think I had lunch. I definitely ate something. I would really hope so. I ate something at some point. So I ate, so maybe let's say 6.5 to 7 hours this took me, which is pretty quick. If you know anything about knotless braids, you know that's pretty quick. So I'm really proud of that. So I'm just going to let you guys continue watching this. Just a reminder, continue to use the Shine and Jam to your advantage, but just make sure that you're smoothing it into your hair within each section, within the bigger sections. Like really smooth it in, because you really don't want to get the flakes, and you won't get the flakes as long as you smooth it into your hair. Like, use your fingers and smooth your hair, my friend, for real. Please take heed and smooth. But yeah, pre-parting has honestly saved my life, so I'm never going back, ever. Never going back. So continue to watch this and enjoy it, and I'll be back so that we can curl the ends together. Okay, and we are done, all done. It looks so good in my opinion. As I said, the parts are not perfect, but guess what? If you're looking at the back of my head like that, you're too close to me. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. Clearly, I am gassed, look at me. But I knew that I was doing a side part for this hairstyle. Like, side part was hit. On to curling the ends. So I have used expression hair here. And using the expression hair and doing these curls, you just want to make sure that that hair is fully detangled before you start curling it. Each section, I fully detangled it, and then I wrapped it around my FLEXI rods. Now these are the blue FLEXI rods. I'm not sure of the exact size, but they're just like quite chunky. And when I'm wrapping the hair around the FLEXI rod, I like to wrap it really flat. I wanted the kind of spiral curl look. So I wanted to make sure that my hair was wrapped really flat, not like twisted and then wrapped. I wanted it to be flatly wrapped so that when I take them out, they're each individual beautiful spirals. I ended up doing 8 FLEXI rods over my whole head. That's 2 at the front section and then 2 at the back section on each side. And then we move into the kitchen where I'm doing this. Clearly I was living my best TikTok life. But let's add some hot water to this jar, and for each dip, I dipped my hair for about, let's say 30 seconds, maybe not even that, probably at 15-30 seconds, just making sure that it's all submerged in there. And then you just put it out and dry it with a towel. Just make sure you squeeze it dry, and you're good to go. So here we are taking out those curls. As you can see, they're giving the spiral effect. Ah! Look at the bows, look at the bows. Obsessed, obsessed. Now onto setting your hair. This might be one of the most important steps. You always want to foam set your hair. I personally find that it just adds that shine, it smooths flyaways, it feels really nice on your scalp after you've just been working it with the comb. So the foam that I use is the LOTTABODY foam, wrap foam mousse, and I really like this because it just makes my hair look really shiny and nice and flat. And then I like to add it to the curls as well, hopefully to help set them. Then when it comes to tying my hair with my headscarf, you can either use a do-rag or you can use a regular headscarf. I like to double up the front, so that I find that this helps me to not, for my headscarf to not run away from me in the night. And then I tie it at the base of my head, at the very back underneath my hair. I tie again over my hair, so it kind of creates like a ponytail almost. And I pull the rest of the excess headscarf down through that part so that it's nice and flat on my head. And it helps the foam to really, really set that top part of my head. And I love this method. I find that it really helps for my headscarf to not run away from me, period. Okay, and I wanted to show you guys how I've been maintaining this hair, because I did find that my curls, if I don't do this, when I woke up in the morning, my curls would be matted and just look so disgusting. So every night I would wrap the hair, kind of like basically a big chunky twist. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just so that the hair is together. Take my headscarf and basically do very similar to before. So I will double up on the very front part and tie at the very base at the back of my head. But for this time, instead of tying over my hair, I will tie at the very front of my head. I definitely like my ears to be out when I have my headscarf on. I don't know. It just, yeah, something just don't feel right. So then I take my twisted hair and I put it into a big bonnet. If you don't have one of these and you have long braids, I don't know what the flip you're doing. But honestly, these are so great. I love it. Sometimes this does slip off my head and then my headscarf won't. And I'm fine with that. But as long as, you know, something's on my head, I'm absolutely fine. Alternatively, sometimes I do put my hair on the top of my head, but I just find it's quite heavy, so it just depends on the night. But yeah, I wake up in the morning, take my hair down, and then I just make sure I comb through the hair with my fingers, starting from the braid part and then combing through the curls at the bottom. This helps them stay separated and not be matted, because no one likes a matted curl. Here is the final look. Absolutely loved it. My one flag with this hairstyle is that you will need to redip the ends. I repeat, you will need to redip the ends. I redipped them twice, just so you know. But here are some extra hairstyles that I did. My video will be coming out next week, or it will be linked above. Stay tuned for that. Peace, love, and blessings, and subscribe if you love this content. Bye, guys.